Hello, I'm Russell Poynton, the Head of Consumer and Media Research at Edison Group. Today, I'm delighted to have Pietro Peligra with us once again, who is the Chairman of Portobello. Good morning, Pietro.
Good morning.
Should we start off with, could you give a brief overview of your recent interim results, please?
Absolutely. So the first semester has been a very good semester for Portobello. We've seen very strong growth, more than 70% year-on-year on revenues, and also very good profitability on the EBITDA. Slightly less in percentage compared to last year due to the fact that during the first semester we opened many stores. So we had the need to push a little bit the opening in terms of marketing activities in order to drive traffic to these new stores. This has slightly reduced the profitability for the first semester, but it will be compensated by the second semester, where usually the seasonality help us to drive traffic and to also regain profits since there is back to school, Black Friday, Christmas, which are the peak season. Apart from that, we are perfectly in line also with the analyst research targets, both for the semester and for the year, despite the fact that this has been a very, very difficult semester overall, because we had at the beginning of the semester, there was a peak in COVID, then in February, there was the war in Ukraine, then surging cost of electricity and fuel, rising inflation. So it has been a very, very difficult semester overall. Yet for Portobello has been a great semester. Also because all these tensions are creating more price sensitiveness in the end consumer. And since we are a price leader in many primary product categories, this is creating attention and is creating traffic to Portobello stores. So we are very confident that this dynamic will continue in the second semester and in the next year.
Okay, that's great, thank you. And obviously the macro environment has got tougher. Could you just talk about what you're seeing on the ground in terms of consumer behaviour, and is it affecting sourcing in any way, or does it present any actually better opportunities for you?
Overall, on the consumer side, what we are seeing is people are becoming more price sensitive because, of course, inflation is diminishing their purchasing power. And so for this reason, there are two dynamics. First of all, they are focusing more on primary products. So maybe they are postponing the purchase, I don't know, of a new car or fancy products, but they cannot do with primary products, I don't know, for cooking, for cleaning, in general, household products. So we see that there is a reduction in the perimeter of their purchase baskets, more on primary goods, and at the same time, more price sensitiveness. So they are more sensitive to the price at which they buy those products. And this for us is great news because 95% of the products that we sell in the stores are primary products, branded primary products. And at the same time, we are price leader in all of these categories. So this is the dynamic we are seeing on the consumer side. On the business side, we are seeing lots of difficulties in selling, in sales, basically, because again, in many categories, there is less traffic in the stores, and people are postponing the purchase of many product categories. And this for us is good news because again, it allows us, is creating for us new opportunities of doing media barter, because many businesses have more unsold inventory, and this unsold inventory they must get rid of because there is the new season coming, or because they have to write it off with the loss of their income statements. So for this reason, media barter is an efficient way to get rid of slow-moving inventory and having a cost saving on advertising. So the situation for us is ideal because on the consumer side, we have a value proposition which is perfectly in line with the new trend. And on the business side, we are helping companies to get rid of unsold inventory, which is now increasing due to the fact that the war and the inflation is causing less demand from consumer. Last but not least, inflation is increasing the cost of many products. But since we source many products in barter, we have a higher buffer, we have a larger buffer of profit that we can use in order to make the products more convenient. So for this reason, we are more flexible in setting the prices of the products that we sell, thanks to the fact that since they were bought, they were acquired not with cash but with advertising, the profit margin is higher. And so for this reason, we have more flexibility also on prices and margin that many other brands or retailers don't.
And in the first half, obviously the store expansion strategy continued. Could you just talk about how you see that progressing at the end of this year and perhaps moving into next year? What visibility you have on the store opening program?
Absolutely. The store opening program is proceeding exactly as planned. Consider that at first semester of last year, so first half 2021, we only had about 5,000 square meters of commercial surface. At the end of the year, we're going to have about 30,000 square meters. So in 18 months, we've grown sixfold, just 18 months. So the growth pace has been very quick. What we are seeing now is growth like-for-like growth of the stores that were open in the first semester of last year and first semester of this year of more than 20%. Consider that overall in the market, there has been a decline between 15 and 35%. So most of the retailers, non-food retailers, have been declining in the first semester of this year. We've grown like for like more than 20%. Plus, of course, there are all the new openings that are performing really good. Again, because right now the lever of price is the most important marketing lever. And for this reason, our stores the ramp up is very quick and they break even very quickly. Of course, we will be growing our retail network next year because the market opportunity now is very strong for the reason I was telling you, and also because the rental prices are at the minimum because no one is investing right now. There are no, in general, other retailers, other chains are not making investments in opening new stores, and this is pushing down the rental prices. And again, this for us is a very good opportunity.
And my last question is, in July, you announced the acquisition of a 50% stake in ePrice Solutions. Could you just talk about how that business is going to help you in terms of Portobello strategy and the rationale for the acquisition, please?
First of all, ePrice is one of the strongest, one of the most important Italian e-commerce. According to a recent ranking of the most prominent Italian e-commerce, ePrice is ranking number 4 after Samsung, Media World, and Unieuro, even before Apple Store, even before HP, Nintendo, and many others. Okay, so it's an e-commerce with a very strong brand awareness because it was born in 2000, so it's more than 22 years old. We made this acquisition in order, first of all, we made this acquisition from an auction from the tribunal because it was in a sort of Chapter 11 situation because it belonged to a bigger group that went into trouble last year. So we bought it without any kind of debt, liability, burden, and so on. So we bought all the good company with the portal, with the brand, intellectual property, contract, and so on. Right after the acquisition, we started the restructuring phase and the relaunch phase of an e-commerce, which is, again, a leading e-commerce, and which we will integrate into the Portobello business model in order to create an omni-channel operator, which has a very strong physical store network, which is growing, but at the same time, a very important e-commerce where the integration synergy are very clear in terms of pick and pay, distribution, loyalty program, and so on. At the same time, ePrice, which is historically been an e-commerce mostly focused on consumer electronics, will be enlarged to other product categories, mainly household products, which are exactly the products that we sell in Portobello store, most of which are coming from barter, for which we have higher margins. So we will be increasing the profitability of this e-commerce, which at the same time will allow Portobello to reach any customer on a national level, because of course to expand our retail network takes time. We are present in many regions, but we are not everywhere right now. With ePrice, we can reach any kind of customer right away. So we see many benefits, among which also economies of scale, because thanks to ePrice, Portobello plus ePrice will become a very important omni-channel operator, which will have also a stronger negotiating power with suppliers. And this will allow us to have a better margin, better payment condition, cashback and rebates, and so on. So we also see an improvement in the profitability and in the negotiating power with suppliers that will benefit both on the retail side and on e-commerce side. So we think that thanks to this acquisition, now we are more able to close the loop of the business model with basically an e-commerce platform, which will allow us to scale more quickly, to reach customers on a national level, and to become a more prominent player in Italy, with basically an investment which has been very limited, because at the end of the day we pay only 6 million for any customer which has 4 million visits per year, and that last year was making about 150 million in revenues.
That's great. Thanks, Pietro, for an update on the business, and we will look forward to having you back another time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.